Are you my one participant, Mario? You're muted. I love you so much. I was laughing so hard. I'm like, this
No,
it? Like, did the rain keep?
it's just me. Can we get started? I got things to do.
Yeah, I was just. Let's go
Well,
on.
no, that's what I want to explain. So let me explain. So we had 400 students join us this morning. So like here's Lele. So welcome,
Okay.
Lele. So students are coming in now.
Okay.
So they're being released. So it's just the sessions were made live this morning. So
I
that's
see.
why you saw 0 up to this point. Because if they registered in June,
Okay,
they
that's why I was like, am I missing
yeah.
something?
Because in June
Okay.
you're in Hawaii, and you're not listening to me. I know. So exactly. But we'll catch up later. But you're good,
Okay.
right? So
Yeah, I'm good. I don't need anything. I
okay.
think, yeah.
What I love to
So
hear. That's what I love to hear.
I'll wait. I'll
I
wait like 10 minutes. You think like 10?
yeah, wait a few minutes, just kind of
Okay.
gauge it. But yeah, you have one student so far. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah, I'll
Thank
talk to you later.
you.
Bye.
Bye. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay. So do I pronounce your name Lele? Is that
It's Lily.
Lily? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm Parisa.
Nice to meet
So
you.
yeah, nice to meet you. And I'm sure you heard what Mario and I were talking about. So I think we're going to start at 10:10, just in case you want to run off or do something or stretch or do whatever.
Mhm.
So, and feel free to ask me anything. I'll be sitting here. I'm just going to put the PowerPoint up live for you. And if I'm looking around, I have a puppy. So,
Oh my God,
Lily.
what kind of puppy is it?
Oh, girl. Okay, hold on. First of all, you're going to laugh because they told me it was a Chihuahua. Okay.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh my God.
It was a little rescue from Mexico. And so she's 31 pounds.
What?
I was like, this is the biggest Chihuahua I've ever seen in my life.
Oh.
I know, but she's such a sweet girl. So she's going to be with us today too. I know. She's a good girl though. Do you have a dog or any animals?
I have a cat. So yeah.
Aww. And have you had that cat for a long time, or is it?
Yeah, I would say half of my life. And then my other sister has 2 Shiba Inus.
Oh, cute. So you do, and does your sister live in the house too?
The one that has the cat does, but the dogs don't.
The dogs don't. Okay, because I was gonna ask them, like, do the cats and dogs like that alone?
Yeah, they don't really get along. Like the cat hates them.
And it sounds like you're a little bit older, huh? Like you've had that cat for a while.
Yeah.
How was the beginning of the morning? Has it been going good? Are you like into it or?
I'm a little tired, not used to getting up at like 8 o'clock. So yeah. What about you?
I'm not going to complain. I mean, this is my first thing this morning, and we're basically, seeing students and doing professional development. So it's not too bad. I wasn't really ready for it to rain, so that's yeah. But no complaints. Just things are changing pretty quickly. So it just seems like it's never a dull moment.
Yep.
What high school did you go to?
Villa Park.
Okay. So you're coming to IVC. Was there a reason you picked us?
For the transfer rate, and also I kind of felt like I kind of wanted to be a little further away. So yeah.
Right. Exactly. You're like, please don't put me at the local community college with all my friends, right? All the people I saw through high school.
Yeah. There's so many people going there.
But you picked a great school for transfer, Lily, and like obviously we have the #1 transfer rate, and so we have lots of great programs. Do you have like an idea of where you want to go?
At first UCI, but then I'm considering Cal State, but I'm not sure which one yet. So yeah.
Have you thought about your major, or you?
Yeah, digital media, graphic design.
Okay, so you're doing like a fine art kind of thing. Okay. One of the great schools that we have locally for that is Cal State Long Beach, sweetie.
Oh, okay.
So I would highly recommend, like, you know, of course, you're going to talk to counselors. This is like your first, this is your first semester. Yes. I'm
Yes.
assuming. Okay. And, you know, it's kind of nice to get involved in the transfer center. If it's just going to be me and you today, I'll give you like specifics, because you can sign up for the transfer center newsletter,
Okay.
and they give you all the info. And the PowerPoint I have here, I can always email to you too, because it has all the links.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Derek.
Hello. Sorry for being a little late.
No, it's
I
okay. We're not starting for another few minutes, because I
Okay.
know you guys were getting out a little bit late.
Okay.
So we've got about 2 more minutes, and then I'm going to start it up. But if you need to stretch or take a break, you know.
Okay. I'll be
I'm just-
back in a little bit.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. Yeah. No, don't talk to me. You want to talk to Lily? She's listening. Mm-mm. Okay. Let's go back to share. Hi, Eric. Hi, Ahmed. We're going to start in just a couple minutes. I know you guys are getting out just a little bit late, so okay, everyone. It looks as if there are 5 of us total, so we're a small group. And you guys should be seeing my starting in my PowerPoint that says IVC Laser Day, and feel free to use like the little icons and let me know, or give me a thumbs up or something, so I know that you can see. Let's see. Perfect. Okay. So you guys are here to how to start on the path to success at IVC. I'm making the assumption, and correct me if I'm wrong, you can feel free to unmute yourself, you guys. It's not an issue for me, like I said, because we're a small group. But most of you, if not all of you, are incoming freshmen. So this is your first semester, and I see head shaking. So yes. So hopefully, you know, you're interested in being successful here at IVC, and hopefully these tools will help you. So my area of study is student development theory. So I'm all about, like, from the ages of 16 to 24, you guys are transitioning and changing your personality, what you like, dislike. You're kind of solidifying more of, you know, who you are. There's huge significant things happening in your life, graduating high school and, you know, starting college. And in the midst of all that, we're dealing with I can't even say the pandemic thing, civil unrest, there's a lot of things going on. So, it might have messed up your plans, right? I don't know about you guys, but I was hoping to travel and do fun stuff and it wasn't possible. Then there was some fun stuff that was happening, right? TikTok dances, you guys had virtual challenges or viral challenges, but also, people were isolated. There is civil unrest, not just in the US, but all over the world right now. And of all the things, I think that social emotional stressor, and everyone's a little bit different. Like some folks like to be online. For me, it's not the jam. It's not my thing. So I struggle a little bit with it. But what I want to make sure that you guys know is that together, at IVC, we're here, we're the epicenter of hope to help and support you guys through this time. So we have a variety of different resources available, and we're going to talk about those today. And like I said, please feel free to use the chat or to unmute yourself so that, we can chat. If you're missing anything, if I'm not being clear, then we can make sure to cover those things. So, one of our great philosophers said, know thyself is the beginning of all wisdom. And a lot of things right now, you guys, are all about, because like we said, maybe we were isolated. There's a lot of time for self-reflection. So I don't know if you were able to do that for yourself. It's difficult at certain ages and stages of life. But with all this downtime, it gives you an opportunity to know, like, hey, I'm great online. Or, hey, maybe I'm not so great online. Getting to know what your personality is, what your likes and dislikes, also feed into the way you select your classes, right? How many of you guys care whether you have a night class or a day class? Right? Like I could never, ever do night classes. When I transferred, I had one night class and that was the only time it was offered. I had to like mentally prepare myself. It was the first time I ever started drinking coffee. So you have to know what you're capable of doing and what you want and like to do also, right? So again, keep that in mind. You're learning about who you are as well through this process, because I guarantee from the time you started high school as freshmen to now, you're probably different, right? I mean, you probably know yourself a little bit better. Maybe you have more likes and dislikes than you may have changed. So let's talk about the first thing that's super, 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 like we said, important. Are you a morning person? When are you most alert and awake, right? Because that's when you want to select your courses. In high school, you had no other option. You're waking up, rise and shine, right? Some people have 0 period. Sometimes you started first period. Being in college, you get to select your courses. And anybody know the biggest difference between high school and college when we're talking about time and time management? And you can use the chat too if you don't feel comfortable speaking up. Note takers, it's really what I was talking about earlier, is like the time, right? And you have more control. That's true, Derek. You totally have more control. So you can elect, and that's why it's important to know who you are. If you are horrible in the morning, do not pick a math class at 8 a.m. That it's not going to serve you, right? So this is the time where you have that option. In high school, people dictated, your counselor probably told you, hey, this is the schedule options you have, right? So think about that. And like, again, knowing thyself, are you a procrastinator, right? Do you wait till the last minute? And if that's the case, you've got to change those habits. Because sometimes you guys, you can go all the way through a class and your professor will not ask if you're showing up, will not mind if you're late, while others will, okay? So you have to self-moderate yourself, okay? And so there are a lot of courses where, if you don't, I'm going to say I'm also a little bit of a procrastinator, but for whatever reason, like opening up when I was going to do this workshop a while back, I just opened up the workshop thing. I put the time, the date, my name, and the title. I was like, yes, I accomplished one thing. And then slowly just working on it. So as we go through classes like writing, like political science, history, where you have to do a lot of projects, you want to kind of start it off sooner, right? How do you remember important dates and deadlines, you guys? And this is a question for you. You don't have to answer right now, but some people, they use their phone, right? Other people use like a paper journal, okay? And while others use even a calendar. So figure out how you manage your time and make sure that you do that. Like, how do you remember you have a doctor's appointment? Because being on time to class is super duper important, okay? And coming prepared. Like I said, again, you're gonna have a wide spectrum of professors, you know, different personalities, right? People that will be on you and others that will not. So you have to kind of adjust. I always say that college is a micro of the big world, right? You're going to have professors you love and others that you're like, ooh, I would not take that person again. Okay. So, you know, please, again, revisit and what are you all about? Because this is going to help guide you. Okay. Are your classes going live during specific dates and times, completely online? Are they hybrid? What's the difference? Okay. Have you guys taken a look at that? Because there's a lot of differences in the class schedule. Okay. There are notes under each and every class. And if you want, like, you can raise your hand and I can show you like a sample of the class schedule and show you what I'm talking about. But there are classes that are completely online. They have no meeting times, no specific dates, nothing at all, okay? Then we have another form of class, which is online with specific dates and times. That means you have to be logged on Monday at 11 a.m. to be live stream with your professors. Live stream was the beginning of Laser Day, right? So everyone's kind of in the class, you can ask questions. A lot of times professors do it through Canvas or some other, you know, modality like Zoom or whatnot. So you'll find that your different professors do different things. And I'm sure in high school it was somewhat similar. How many of you guys use Canvas in your high school? Anybody? So we got a couple. Lily, not you? No? Okay. Did you use Blackboard or some kind of online thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Okay. Okay. So, so please be aware that there are a segment of classes that we call hybrid, or those that will be in person. Okay. And those courses have actual locations on the class schedule. Okay. So it says building A 212. Okay. Or LSB 110. Okay, so that means that you have classes. So if you have a class that also has a lab, a lot of those are in person. If you have classes that also state on the bottom, you will have to test in person. That means that you have to come to campus and actually physically test in person. Okay, so there are differences. And again, if you're taking a full load of classes, 4 or more, or 12 or more units, you're going to have a variety of different professors, personalities, and the way they're going to do things. So we're going to have a balancing act, basically. Questions about this, or does anyone want to see the schedule to see what I'm talking about? Or questions? Yes. Okay. So let's, I'm going to stop this share really quick. And we are, let's go to my Chrome here. And I'll get you IBC class schedule, and then we'll go back here. So, oops, what happened? Class updated daily. Here it is. Okay, so one of the classes that's commonly offered like half and half. Let's see. Let's go to Any preference? Anybody have a preference for class? You can type it in the chat. At least show you something that's relevant to you. Okay, so let's do Spanish. Thank you. Okay, so if we look at Spanish 1 here, this is a great one too. Okay, so you'll see here that at the top, you'll see what kind of course it is, a full term, part term, late start, whatever. So all of them have that. Here, you can also see some of the notes, right? That the professor is like asking, right? Live class meetings on the scheduled day and time. You see the location says online. Here, this class says it's temporarily being moved online. That's because we've got the Delta and all that stuff happening. So if it was actually in person, this may change in the second 8 weeks, and your professor should let you know. It would have a physical location. So this actually just got changed this week. So it's the first time I'm seeing this one too. Okay. So, and you'll see some of the other ones, you know, these are on different campus, on high school campuses. So it's a little bit different, right? So one of the other ones that I like to show, for example, is this accounting course. And you'll see that some of them say, hey, you're either going to be, you know, coming in person, or you're going to be taking your tests online using a specific program. Okay. So for those, if you do not have some form of picture ID, you can get a student ID card, and it's in this, I'll show you how to do it within this presentation, okay? Do you guys want to see anything else within a class or within a detail? One of my favorite things about the class schedule, actually, and we'll go back to Spanish. I don't know what is going on. Usually the search is pretty good. You want to do biology. Okay, so we'll do bio. Let's look at bio 1. Okay, and you'll see bio 1 is again a great example here again too. Some of them are going to be all live streamed for you guys, and others will, you know, they'll record and post. So this is a great example of a course that does not have synchronous times and days. Okay. And so again, these details underneath the course will tell you more about what the professor's plan is for the term, right? I love the details also on here, so you can learn a little bit more about what you're going to be learning in this course. Every single class you guys has this. I'm a super nerd. I think that like general education, even though everyone has to take it, you should be kind of looking at classes that are interesting to you. Like, I personally am not a fan of biology, but everybody's a little bit different, right? But you'd have to take it. So what's happening, right? What are the evaluation methods? What are they going to be doing? Testing you, quizzing you, asking you to write essays, all of the above. Okay. So that's also a really fun kind of, you know, like I said, nerdy detail that I love a lot. Okay. Anything else you guys want to see on the class schedule while I have it open? I'll show you one more thing. Of course, I love all of our counseling courses, highly recommend if you're planning to transfer to take any one of these counseling courses. They help you understand why you're taking the classes you're taking and what the purpose of your plan is. I'm a big fan of helping students understand why they're doing certain things. So I don't like to just tell you, hey, you got to take bio, take it, see you later, right? You really need to have a good understanding of why, right? And it'll help guide you. So I don't see anything else. I'll go back to the presentation. And so online classes and class management, okay? So moving on, biggest things, you guys, Everybody at IVC is going to send you emails to your IVC email. If you have a personal account that you prefer to have your IVC email sent to, you can have all your messages forwarded. And I'm happy within, I can run a report here and I send this PowerPoint to you. The links will show you, send you to the videos on how to, if you haven't done it already. It's very simple and it will save you a lot of, I guess, double check if you're multi-checking your emails. So financial aid, admissions and records, your professors, everything comes through the IVC email. Okay, so please make sure, and I always tell students, when you're communicating with your instructors, use your IVC email when you do it too. Sometimes we have firewalls and they dump all of our stuff in junk and we might miss it. I also, that's why I put this here, I prefer that you guys use the inbox through Canvas, because then you have a record of emailing your professor. Right? And if someone's like, oh, I didn't get your email, say, oh, well, I sent it on this day at this time, and you'll have a timestamp. Okay, so that is also important too. You want to make sure your professors are getting your messages. Okay, questions or concerns, right? Because if for some reason your professor said, hey, it's okay to turn this in late, you turn it in late and they're like, just kidding, you got an F, or you get 50%, you're like, wait a minute, we talked about this. So please remember, your professors aren't doing that on purpose. Generally, they have 4 to 5 classes with over 40 some odd students. And so it gets jumbled, okay? So that's my recommendation. Questions about this and forwarding your email? Nope, okay. Okay, so this is also just how to formulate an email to your professor using Canvas. So it just, you know, all your courses are actually going to be listed on Canvas and you can individually do that. So it makes it really easy, okay? Now, professor office hours. What do you guys know about professor office hours and what the purpose is? Because it's very different than high school, right?
It's like a time you can just drop in and ask questions about the class and stuff.
Yes, perfect, Derek. It's exactly that, okay? But why would you visit, right? It's to help you understand course content. It's helping you understand or better understand the expectations of your professor, and to establish a relationship, right? It is the best thing. I cannot encourage you enough, you guys. Pop into those office hours the first month of school, just to say hello. Because if Lily comes to visit me at the very beginning of the term, I am going to remember her face, right? And I'm going to remember that maybe she was interested in my class. And this is my favorite white lie, is you have to pretend like every class is your favorite, right? And that you love every subject. Of course, the professor thinks that their class is the best, right? And you want to encourage that. But the reason being is that no professor, we don't really like it when you show up at the tail end of class. And if Lily was supposed to, you know, or was supposedly showing up at the tail end, right, last month, and she's like, what can I do to get an A in your class? I'd have been like, well, Lily, it would have been nice to see you at the beginning of the term. And then I could have told you what my expectations were, right? So those are the types of things, like, and it may be awkward for you to be like, hey, I'm just showing up here. Like, what am I supposed to do? I tell students, if you've had a paper, an assignment, a quiz, a test, whatever, and you don't get an A, that's enough for you to go to the professor and say, hey, you know what? I love poli-sci. I want to get an A in your class. How can I do that? What can I do differently, right? And so, you know, a counselor can also help you present yourself to a professor in a different way too, if you're unsure how to do that. It also helps you in the future. I have tons of students that I help after the fact, after they've transferred. I have a student who's in biomedical engineering master's program. And I wrote her a letter of recommendation for that, or for a graduate school, right? Anything like that, scholarships. So it helps you maintain, and you'll find professors that you click with, right? And so it may be somebody in your major, it may be someone doing work that you enjoy, or there's something, maybe they're engaging, right? And so, you know, you never know what you guys could offer one another, right? Opportunities, things of that nature. Okay. So for me, I think if you can, one piece of advice, please make sure to go to your office hours of each professor, at least in that first month of school. Okay. Just to check it out. Unless you're getting a straight A and you're cool. Okay. Questions about office hours or why it's important. Okay. All right. So resource. I told you at the beginning, I was a super nerd. I love the library. I cannot say enough about it. Our librarians are absolutely amazing. They have a wide variety of workshops, you guys. And again, I keep picking on Lily because I was talking to her at the beginning. So let's say, you know, Derek, Lily, you guys are, you know, Ahmed, and I think it was Eric, right? Eric too. You guys are looking for transfer, right? I think, right? And so let's say, for example, you've got to take writing 1, you've got to take a critical thinking. And so what's really important, thank you, Ahmed. And so what's really important is that you guys engage with the library, because they will help support various research through your general ed courses and your major courses, right? So I specifically said writing 1. Writing 1 takes a lot of work for you to research, find information. Writing 2, if you're planning on a UC, is required and has even more research required. Library has a few courses that are wonderful, but they have a series of workshops, you guys, throughout the course of the semester that are absolutely amazing. So I put the links here. Email this PowerPoint to all of you guys, so you have the active links, but there are great tools here. There's actually a tool here that the databases, it's called Canopy with a K. You can watch live and free movies, documentaries, all kinds of series. It's really, really amazing. And so you'll find some of your professors will use it as well, but Canopy is really awesome. So those of you guys, I love movies and I love tons of foreign and independent films. And so they have a lot of these on here. So again, there are articles for research, finding books. You know, the librarian can answer all kinds of questions for you. They are faculty too and have a lot of resources. And I cannot emphasize their support enough. You know, like I said, I nerd out on all that stuff. So the research is very interesting to me. Okay. So library 10 and library 20 are great courses to take. They're library research courses as well, and they're transferable, which is awesome. Questions about the library? Okay. All right. So moving along, the student resources that we have on campus and off campus are pretty far and wide. We have wonderful, wonderful, wonderful resources in our student services. I am fortunate enough to work in student services. I'm a counselor in EOP&S. And so one of the great things, I put this general website here for you. And are you guys seeing the website now too, or still the PowerPoint? Yeah, the website, awesome. So the links that I provided here for you, I'm gonna go through them because I think they're super helpful. First of all, that how-to, the helpful videos, there's a link to this for your email and how to access Canvas or even your My Site. Okay, so this is really important, these how-to videos, and they're pretty short, you guys. So they're not like gonna torture you with like 20-minute videos or anything like that, okay? But one thing that I do like a lot, and I put this link, we have laptop loans, online tutoring. When I tell you IVC is spectacular in providing resources to students, I'm not joking. I've worked at several community colleges. I've worked at Cal States as well. IVC is amazing, Okay, so if you ever have, I call this our basic needs resources. So we do have, and we talked about your social, emotional health and wellness. There are counseling services available and clinical services. Okay, that means through student health and wellness. It's completely confidential. You are not required to have your camera on. You can talk to a licensed clinical counselor and they can help and support you. Maybe you need it, maybe you do not. It's short term. Okay, so keep in mind, has nothing to do with your academic record, nothing like that, okay? But these services are available to you and our therapists are amazing. We have referrals to legal consultation. The library I put as resources, but our Student Health and Wellness Center is open, you guys. So they will have limited hours given that we're in that transition again, going back to being online. But, we also have $50 Albertsons cards. So I would say use these resources at your discretion. Tons of support. We do also have online workshops for filling out the FAFSA as well. Okay. So these are super important. And we're going to go back. You see the PowerPoint again? Yes. Awesome. Okay. So I showed you these, the transfer center again. I was mentioning this to Lily. We are she knows, but we're the #1 transfer rate in the state. So we're very, very proud of that. I personally love this website, the calendar of events for our transfer center. And when I tell you, you guys, we have workshops for everything. No one's trying to give up their #1 transfer rate. So our transfer center works very hard to make sure that you have the resources necessary to be successful. It can never be too soon for you to visit this. If you are interested in any UC, go to one of the tag workshops, see what's going on. These are really interesting just to know and information so you can plan and make smart choices about how you take your classes. There is some method to the madness. And again, I'm going to encourage you to meet with your counselor, to make sure that you understand why you're taking your classes in a specific order or why you're taking specific classes to start with, right? But as you can see, they're already all the way through the semester, right? So they're all posted. Any questions about the transfer center? Once you go into the office, you can actually sign up to be on the newsletter, or you can give them a call and they email you all this information on a regular basis to your IVC email. Okay. And again, you can feel free to use the chat if you have any questions, or you can unmute yourself. Okay. Okay. So Student Success Center is basically our tutoring, our, supportive services. So we have free online tutoring and you sign up for it through Canvas and through using a 0-unit TU 301 course. We have those TU 301 courses for computer science, mathematics, for general courses. If you need help with your writing class, though, we have half-unit writing class support. And students that take the writing, it's writing 181 with writing 1 or writing 182 with writing 2. Students tend to be more successful in those courses in writing 1 and 2 when they partner with the support conference. Okay, so again, going back to know thyself, if you're not great, like your writing is not spectacular, maybe you struggle with that, then you want to sign up for that half-unit course. And it requires you to meet with a writing center faculty member 24 hours within a 17-week period to get assistance with your writing, right? Review, revise, and make sure you get that A that you want, okay? So again, this shows you kind of the how-to videos again on how to get to Canvas and all that fun stuff. Okay, so I mentioned this again, you guys, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You're not able to be successful unless your basic needs are met, Okay, so everyone's situation is a little bit different. So if you're struggling with just the basics like food, water, shelter, like I said, I'm going to email you. You can reply to me and I will provide you resources. And you know, we want you guys to be successful, to feel good about yourself, to feel good about being part of our campus and the campus community and the community as a whole. And you can't do that unless you're healthy, 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 right? So those are the things that are really, really important. And at IVC, we do care about your mental and physical and emotional health. So, you know, like I said, we do have psychological services, all that stuff for you, and the Food Resource Center. They also do give out fresh food as well, you guys. So that's wonderful. I put the IVC events page here for you. So not only do we have events on the Transfer Center page, but there are other events available to you as well, right? So healthy habits, oh, it looks like they have incorporated some of the Transfer Center, but it tells you about ASIVC, what kind of events we have, like the Stress Busters are very popular, you guys. And again, don't have to have your camera up. We have meditations, all different types of things. And you'll see, like I pop in there, you have faculty, staff, administration, students. It's really, it's really wonderful. And I'm not really sure what relaxercise is. It looks like for faculty and staff, but they have, you know, Health and Wellness Center also has workshops as well. Okay, so all of those things are very, very important, and you want to take advantage. The more you're involved on campus, even remotely, is the more you will be successful in your courses. Those are just straight research facts. Okay. Any questions about this fun stuff? Good. Okay. So again, going back to that, getting involved, being involved on campus, whether it's student life. I know there was some mention of you guys going to possibly UCs. There's a portion on your UC application that asks you, what's your extracurricular activities? What have you done? You do not need to be the president of a club, but you can be an officer or you can be a member, and that can be reported on your UC application. So these things actually do impact your overall, what we call your holistic student application for transfer. And again, you can see this is why IVC is #1 in the transfer rate, because we continuously encourage you guys to get involved on campus. We do have an honors program. If you're interested in UCLA, if you're interested in UCI, you may want to participate in our honors program. There's a transfer admission priority to UCLA, and there's an honors to UCI. There's specific, guidelines that you have to follow and things you have to do, but we're almost at an 80% admit rate for UCLA, which is huge. And that honors to UCI is spectacular. The scholarships, the presidential scholars are, I can't, my last student that transferred there didn't pay a penny for his education, right? So that's a big thing too. Of course, again, there are things you have to do on your end. Nothing in life is free, so you got to bust your butt for all that fun stuff. We do have honor society affiliations on campus, Phi Theta Kappa, Psi Beta. So we have a strong honors society through our psychology department. So if you're interested in that, the links are there as well. And it's never too soon to get involved, okay? Questions about this, because you're going to have a club day coming up in September. I'm going to tell you exactly when that is. Ooh, no, that's Eric. That's a great question. Yes, there's a fitness club. So let me tell you the club day. The club day is the 22nd of September, and a Zoom, it's all via Zoom. So it'll be 11 to 1, and you can see, again, Wednesday, September 22nd, 11 to 1. And so what you can do is see what clubs and things like that are available for you to join. So let's go back to Eric's question about the fitness club. So We do have a fitness center on campus. It is under a course title, and there's 3 courses that you can enroll in. Kinesiology, so KNES 3A, or 3B or 3C. So we got 1 unit, 1.5 unit, and 2 units, okay? So 3A, B, and C. So these courses are basically, you come on your own terms when the gym is open, you go and work out, you do a check-in and out. And so based on the unit load that you take, so if you take the 1 unit, you're required to do 28 or 48 hours in a term. So you go and check in kind of like you do at the gym, right? You check in with your ID card, you go to work out, you check out when you leave, and they log your hours. So to pass the course, you got to put in the hours, right? And there's an online component, but that's our version of the gym. Yeah. Okay. Does that answer your question, Eric? Okay, cool. And you can register in it, anyone can. And it doesn't, the gyms open various, like they'll post the hours that they're available. And sometimes you'll see us in there working out too. And Derek's asking, what are the perks of Honor Society? I mean, honestly, the other, like Phi Theta Kappa and Psi Beta, like you're going to put those on your resume and stuff like that. You can put them on your UC application as well. But I think our IVC honors program probably has more perks for you in what you're planning to do in the immediate future. So I would say, because we have those agreements and guarantees. The other honor society don't necessarily have agreements or guarantees with colleges, universities, or anything like that. It's just something that kind of is highlighted that you can put on your resume, things like that. So at this point, from my knowledge, nothing except for our honors program is actually on your physical transcript. Okay. So I hope that answers your question. Yeah. Okay. Anything else with this slide? We're wrapping it up, guys. We have 10 minutes left. I did provide some resources here, thanks to my colleague Amric, just kind of security tips for you, internet safety, and you may already be aware of these things. But I did want to let you know parking is free until December 2021. So you're not paying for parking if and when you decide to come on campus. And remember, the library and stuff will probably pop open here and there and have limited hours. And I would highly encourage you guys to go to the library, even if you don't have a class, or maybe you want to sit there and listen to your class. You can bring your headphones and you can listen to class and just change your scenery. That's all. Okay. Remember, masks are required on campus, though, no matter where you're at. The link for the student ID card is right here, and I'll put it in the chat for you as well. So this is it, and there it is in the chat for you, so you can access it, but I will send it to you in the PowerPoint. So basically what you need to do is answer a series of questions, and then it will send you to the, yes, I'm enrolled. Yes, IVC is my primary campus, and this is how you can tell from your ID. And then here, confirm answers and schedule an appointment. Okay, so that's how you can access sooner than later, you guys. Because the second you need it, of course, it's going to take you a million years to get the dang ID, right? So just do it now. It'll make your life a lot easier. Okay. Questions about that? So please make sure all the links and everything are available at the Laser Day schedule. Do you guys have that, or would you like me to put that in the chat as well? I'll put it in the chat just to have it. Well, I'll put it in the chat in a second, but that's me. Just in case you guys ever want to contact me, please feel free. I've been at IVC since 2006. So I love the campus. I was a student here in Saddleback too. So I am always happy to help and support our students. And if you don't know where to find an answer to something and you just want to ask somebody, you can always ask me. Okay. So what I do want to do is make sure, like I said, that I put the link in here for you and the show. But I'll leave it open. Do you guys have any questions or anything like that for me? No? Okay. Let me put the laser day schedule in the chat, but you guys are, you're free to leave, or you can hang around and ask any questions. And I am going to put this link, like I said, for you right in the chat, just in case, but that's the schedule. And I'm so happy that you guys joined me today. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You're so very welcome. And like I said, you guys can hang around if you have questions. I'll be hanging out here for another like 8 minutes. You're welcome, Ahmed. And Lily got to meet my dog. So she's sitting down here too. So we're here to answer anything you have, or you can go to the next. You guys have something else right after this too, right?
Yeah, there's another one at 11.
Yeah. So let me ask you, Derek, what high school did you go to?
Northwood High School.
Northwood. Eric, how about you?
I went to Portola High.
And how about you, Ahmed?
I went to high school outside a country in
Oh.
Egypt.
Oh, okay, you went in Egypt. Okay,
Yeah,
very good. Good. So is this your first experience in education for you, like since you came?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's a lot. It's very different. It's
Mhm.
very, very different. So if you do, like I said, if you guys need anything, I'm not kidding. I'm always here to help students. I'll put my email in here too, just in case. Okay. Anybody looking forward to anything for college?
I'm looking forward to starting my classes. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing comp sci. I want to see like how difficult it is compared to like the other classes I've taken so far. Hopefully it's not too hard.
Are you
'Cause I-
doing comp sci 1 or?
I
programming?
took one computer science class last summer, so then I'm going into C programming now, so it's like the second level.
Mhm.
And then also I have to take a math class called linear algebra, and it builds off of calculus. And I took calculus 2 years ago, and I don't know if I remember everything, so I'm a little worried about that. But hopefully, I've heard from a friend's sister that usually they cover some of the things that was taught in the previous class, so that will be helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, the math, well, of course I'm gonna say that, but of course our math department and our computer science department is pretty strong here. There's some awesome faculty to help you how to succeed. So what I wanted to show you is there are some like resources if you wanted to just kind of freshen up, so to speak, on some of the things, just to like take a look at it. And I'm trying to find it because it looks like they may have changed it a little bit, but they did have matriculation. Oh, here it is. Here it is. So I'm going to put this in the chat for you. So check that out. You can actually, that pre-calc one is probably, I know it says pre-cal, but there are, I believe, see, these ones kind of allow you to look and see, maybe a little refresh. So, and I think it gives you the answers at the tail end. So you can double check your work.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Yeah, this whole agenda, I don't even know. Yeah, that's a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
Hopefully that's helpful. I don't know.
yeah. Hopefully, I don't know if in the future I want to do a comp sci field that's like really heavily involved with math, because I've heard that there's like different sides to computer science. There's like the really hard math part where you deal with AI and that stuff, and then there's like coding for like software development, which is usually less math.
Yeah.
I don't know which one I'm gonna do, because I think I'm like pretty good at math, but I don't know if I find it enjoyable. Sometimes it's like really stressful.
Right. But these are, that's a great kind of segue into the fact that, yeah, office hours for professors.
Yeah.
One of our popular professors in mathematics is Sanjay Gupta. And
Mhm.
so he has a lot of knowledge he does a lot of research and teaches those high level math courses as well, along with
Okay.
other professors. But we have some good ones in there. And so utilize those office hours.
Okay, yes, I definitely will.
What else? Lily, do you have any questions? Are you good?
I'm good.
You're good. Okay. Eric, you're good too?
I think so. I had a question, but then I forgot it. But I'm trying to remember.
Well, one thing that's good too, if you guys haven't applied for financial aid, I would encourage you guys to, even if you don't qualify for what we call the free money, in order to see if you're eligible for scholarships, you got to have a FAFSA on file. Okay, so encourage you to do that. We do have a variety of FAFSA workshops. They're called FAFSA Fridays. And so again, on the events calendar, it will show it. Once you do the FAFSA the first time, it's so much easier after. It's just a renewal. But again, it's one of those things, do it now so you don't have to do it later. You guys will be scholarship eligible. Okay, IBC Foundation Scholarship generally opens November and closes in February. And when I tell you guys there is money to be had, I am not kidding. It is excellent. There are scholarships specifically for computer science majors, for people wanting to transfer, for people in music department, for single parents, for re-entry. I mean, you name it, there's a scholarship for it. And so I would really encourage you guys to fill out your FAFSA. And then it doesn't mean you're going to get free money. And maybe you will, you never know. You could be like me. I never applied for it till second to last year. And I was like, oh, I qualified. What happened? Like, it's crazy because I was working like 3 jobs. So, think about those things, that how it can reduce your stress, right? So.
Do you
All
know if, oh, sorry.
No,
Oh,
it's
it's 11. Okay. Do you know if you're in the Promise program, you can still get financial aid like through the Pell Grant and stuff?
Yeah,
Or,
if you're eligible, Derek, you should be able to get, like, we have students in Promise that are also part of EOPS that also get financial aid. So it's a
Okay.
variety of different people. Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. I was just wondering if you have to use like if you get a scholarship, you have to use it towards like your tuition. And then like if you have the Promise program, it's already covered. And then like I don't want to like steal money or something and
Yeah,
like get in trouble.
no, you know what? They filter for that. So yeah, they
Okay.
don't, generally the scholarship money will be, you use it at your discretion for how you can be successful. So sometimes students buy a computer. Sometimes people save that money and buy a car because they don't want to take a bus. So all those things are justifiable to get you to campus, right, and be successful. So yeah, in general, we don't have scholarships that do that, where they say use it for tuition. It's pretty open-ended. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we have to head to our next one now.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys are good. But Eric, if you think of your question, you know, Derek, Lily, you guys can go. I don't know, Eric, if you thought of your question, or you can always email me a question too.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, you
Bye.
guys.
Okay, thank you.
Have
Bye.
a great rest of your day.
You
You
too.
too.
Thank you.